The Brooklyn Dodgers, the Brooklyn Robins, but it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. The history rekindled between the two, and Vin Scully in his 55th year as voice of the Dodgers throwing out the first pitch at Fenway Park tonight as the Los Angeles Dodgers have made the trip east to face the Red Sox. Welcome, everyone. Along with Jim Rice, I'm Eric Fried. It was back in 1916 that the Brooklyn Robins, that would soon become known as the Brooklyn Dodgers, were here in Boston. They played at Braves Field against the Red Sox, but my, how have things changed here, Jim, as interleague play brings the Dodgers out east. And this is a thrill, really, for these players to face the best from another league, and the Dodgers and the Red Sox, two historic teams.
It is. A lot of fans may like this or dislike this, but I love it because this is going to give a player a chance to go out and mingle with the National League, and you got a chance to go out and make yourself known in both leagues.
All right, the pitching matchup tonight, Odalis Perez on the mound for the Dodgers, facing Derek Lowe. Key start again for Derek.
Derek just got to go out and beat Derek. Derek's got to go out and trust his sinker ball and just, hey, let it happen. Just let it flow. We'll see if he lets it flow tonight as Derek Lowe and the Red Sox take on the Los Angeles Dodgers at Fenway Park. Full house at Fenway, of course, for the 96th consecutive game. It's a sellout to see the Dodgers and the Red Sox. Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy standing by with the call at Fenway after this.
On a dark desert highway.
Played baseball, the Red Sox and the Los Angeles Dodgers for the first time ever at Fenway Park. And tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Southwest Airlines. For manager Jim Tracy and the Dodgers, Dave Roberts, the left fielder, leads off. Cesar Izturis is the shortstop. Milton Bradley, the center fielder, hits third. Then Sean Green, the cleanup hitter in DH. Paul Loduca is the catcher. Adrian Beltre, having a very good year at third base, hits sixth. And Juan Encarnacion in right field. Robin Ventura at first base. And the second baseman, Alex Cora, will bat ninth against Derek Lowe.
This will be start number 12 on the season for Lowe. The record stands at 5-5 with a 6.55 ERA. We mentioned, Sean, in the open that coming off a good outing last time at Kansas City, in 5 innings in that game, gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs. The Red Sox erased a 3-0 deficit, got 5 runs, and ended up winning that ball game 5-3 for Derek Lowe. They got him on there early, but he did pitch well for those 5 innings. And against the Dodgers, 0-1. He faced them 2 years ago at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers won that ball game.
So Derek trying to build on the momentum. He allowed just 1 hit to the final 17 batters he faced in Kansas City. It's been particularly a struggle for him here at home. An ERA of more than 8 at Fenway Park. His first pitch of the night, a knee-high strike to Dave Roberts. First pitch at 7:06. Roberts, who was here as a Cleveland Indian, hitting .286. 2 homers, 12 runs batted in, and they'd like to keep him off the bases. He's a stolen base threat with 20. He's also a threat to bunt, and Kevin Youkilis and Dave McCarty at the corners are in tight.
Yeah, he's changed that whole infield. They've got, as you mentioned, Sean, the corners tight, and the second baseman and shortstop at double play depth.
And that's hit right at the shortstop, Pokey Reese. Low throw, but handled by McCarty. Nomar Garciaparra is not in the lineup tonight. Just a day of rest for Garciaparra.
It'll be Youkilis at third base, Pokey Reese at shortstop, Mark Bellhorn at second, and David McCarty at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Kevin Millar, and Jason Varitek doing the catching for Derek Lowe. The Red Sox 12th in the league, 48 errors in their 59 games.
And Brian Runge calling the balls and strikes, and he deems that one ball 1 to Cesar Izturis. Izturis thought of more as a glove man than he is as a hitter, but he's having a good year, hitting .314. Chops that one to Bellhorn on the McCarty. 2 outs, and a good omen for Derek Lowe. A couple of ground balls. He's needed just 5 pitches to get the first 2 outs. The rest of the umpires are Bill Hahn at first base, Gary Darling at second, and Mark Carlson calling the plays at third. And Milton Bradley, the center fielder, to hit next. .270 for Bradley, a switch hitter in his first year with Los Angeles. Ball 1 outside. 7 homers, 25 runs batted in. He's hit just .250 left-handed. Close, but a ball. course, Bradley was here as a member of the Cleveland Indians. And he wore out his welcome there, particularly with manager Eric Wedge. They traded him to Los Angeles at the start of the season.
He had a wild incident, what, about a week ago at Dodger Stadium, getting ejected from the ball game, throwing all the baseballs out on the field. Tracy also got ejected from that game.
There's Jim Tracy, the manager of the Dodgers, who didn't seem to like that call from the home plate umpire in his 4th season as Dodger boss. Good sinker there.
That's where a hitter says when you're facing Derek Lowe, make him get the ball up. If you don't, you're going to swing at pitches like that all night. You're not going to have much success.
Payoff pitch inside and low, a 2-out walk to Milton Bradley. And he will occasionally steal a base. 4 stolen bases for Milton. He's been caught 3 times.
Now the Dodgers as a team 5th in the National League in steals. St. Louis has the most steals in the National League.
Dodgers have 37 as a team. Here's Sean Green. Of course, he's familiar with Fenway as a former Toronto Blue Jay. Having a very disappointing year. .240. 8 homers and 27 runs batted in. He is a patient hitter. Leads the Dodgers in walks with 28.
Check and Bradley. That's a pretty good sized lead that Milton Bradley is getting over there at first base against Derek Lowe.
John Shelby, their first base coach, keeping a close eye on the move of Derek Lowe.
Probably could even get a little bigger lead because right now he's not having any trouble at all getting back, going standing up that time.
Down and in, the throw down to first by Varitek, and Bradley is back with ease.
Catchers love to throw behind those left-handed hitters at the plate. Bradley in his secondary lead, and once that ball gets by the hitter, you've got to get back quickly.
Lowe got the first 2 men with ease, then walked Bradley on a 3-2 pitch. Now he's at 2-0 with Sean Green, who swings over the top of that one. 2 balls and a strike. Green now in his 5th year in Los Angeles. Broke into the big leagues with Toronto in 1993. Has had some monster seasons for both the Blue Jays and the Los Angeles Dodgers. As many as 49 homers in a season. Bradley runs. The pitch is a ball. The throw is not in time.
No chance at all that time for Jason Varitek. A great jump at first base by Bradley, and he actually, when he slid into second, just about stopped. Didn't reach the bag. There's that early slide. He pops up and then gets it with that left foot. Sometimes early in a game, Sean, when they water the infield like that, you go into that slide and you just kind of stick.
These Dodgers aren't used to our Fenway Park dirt.
It's not Dodger dirt.
Green fouled one off his foot. We could hear the disdain in your voice, and those who have watched our telecasts over the years know that this is not your favorite Major League Baseball franchise, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It goes back to the early playing days when we used to play that freeway series, Angels against the Dodgers, and at that time the Dodgers had great team managed by Tommy Lasorda. Here's their new owner, Frank McCourt. Nothing personal against him, but
no, he's a very nice guy.
At the banquets, Tommy used to have a way of just insulting us completely.
Strike 3 right down the middle. We'll talk more about that as we go along. A good first inning for Derek Lowe. After a half inning, the Dodgers nothing. The Red Sox coming up. No score after half inning. The Red Sox getting ready to come to bat. Their lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, with more than 2,800 nonstop daily flights to 60 destinations all across the country. Red Sox 35-24. They have Johnny Damon in center field leading off. Mark Bellhorn is the second baseman. Batting third, the DH David Ortiz. Manny Ramirez, the left fielder and cleanup hitter. Jason Varitek catching. Kevin Millar, the right fielder, bats sixth. Then Kevin Youkilis at third base. David McCarty is the first baseman. And the shortstop tonight, Pokey Reese, batting ninth against the lefty Odalis Perez.
Perez making his 13th start. His record stands at 3-3, and he's just out of the top 10 in ERA. His ERA at 3.20. 0-1 against the Red Sox. That one he was a member of the Atlanta Braves before going over to LA. Last year finished at 500. 12-12 for the Dodgers.
Johnny Damon takes a belt high strike. Johnny at 281, 4 homers, 33 runs batted in. Up and in, a ball and a strike.
Red Sox from Perez will see the fastball. It'll average around 90 miles an hour. He'll also throw the curve, slider, and changeup.
Fouled away. 1-2 on Damon. He homered here 2 nights ago. The Red Sox only run in that 8-1 loss to San Diego. Red Sox bounced back with a win last night. Damon, fooled by the off-speed pitch, chopped it down to Robin Ventura for the first out of the inning.
Now the Dodgers very good defensively. Third in the league, only 29 errors on the season. Adrian Beltre at third base. Cesar Izturis the shortstop. Alex Cora at second, and Robin Ventura at first base. Left to right, Dave Roberts, Milton Bradley, and Juan Encarnacion. Ol Redhead doing the catching for Perez.
One out, the batter Mark Bellhorn, and he takes the ball outside. He's riding a career best 9-game hitting streak, raising his average to 262. 7 homers and 34 runs driven in. 16 runs batted in over the last 19 games. Fouled off to our right.
Omar Garcia-Parra, who was hit by a pitch last night, got a pretty nasty bruise on his leg, but that's not the reason he's out of the lineup. Terry Francona was going to give him tonight off anyway and try to play him in the next 2 against the Dodgers.
Bellhorn drives that to deep center field. Milton Bradley back on the edge of the warning track to make the catch. Not very much breeze in the ballpark here tonight. Really is an absolutely perfect night for baseball. You can see what little breeze there is right now is blowing in. The flag at half-mast in honor and in memory of President Ronald Reagan. Today, the National Day of Mourning. There was a moment of silence observed before the game here this evening. David Ortiz hitting .284. 12 homers and 50 runs batted in. At a 4-hit game last night, matching his career high. It was the 4th 4-hit game of his career. He's second in the American League with 50 runs batted in. Leads the league with 24 doubles. A mile high along the first base line. And Alex Cora, the second baseman, with a nice catch in fair territory. A 1-2-3 9-pitch inning for Perez. After 1, no score. Eric Lowe, a ball to Paul DeDuca. This is one of the benefits of interleague play. Red Sox fans don't see much of Paul DeDuca. Obviously, they see him on TV from time to time. He's a very good player. Hitting .356. He drives that to right, and a basket catch made about belt high by Kevin Millar for the first out of the inning on the 3rd leading hitter in the National League.
And the Red Sox Foundation is working with Pedro Martinez, David Ortiz, and Manny Ramirez to assist in the relief effort following the tragic floods in their native Dominican Republic. If you'd like to help, stop by any of the collection areas around Fenway Park during this homestand, or send checks payable to the Red Sox Foundation to Fenway Park, Boston, Mass. 02215.
Adrian Beltre, their third baseman, took a ball low. .306 for Beltre. 15 homers and 40 runs batted in. Grass cutter to short. Reese smoothly to his left to throw him out. 2 quick outs on 3 pitches here in the second for Derek Lowe.
I guess that's the best way you could describe Pokey Reese as a shortstop. Very smooth. It's funny the different styles you see from players. Nomar really has to almost throw every ball hard. If he doesn't, he has tough time controlling it. Pokey Reese, on the other hand, seems to throw it just hard enough to get that runner at first base.
No wasted energy from Pokey. Here's Juan Encarnacion, and he takes a knee-high strike over the outside part of the plate. 252 for Encarnacion. 8 homers and 31 runs batted in. Good pitch. 0-2. Encarnacion, the former Tiger, Cincinnati Red, and last year a member of the world champion Florida Marlins. Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy to be joined shortly by Dan Roach here on Friday Night Baseball from Fenway Park. No score as we head to the bottom of the second. Man, the middle third of the order coming up for the Red Sox. Manny Ramirez against Odalis Perez. Hit it hard, but right at Cesar Izturis. Across to Robin Ventura for the out.
We can't reverse the curse, but we can rewind the week. Tune in to Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, hosted by Eric Freed. A 30-minute review of Red Sox profiles, interviews, and highlights. After an exciting week, unwind with Rewind. Mondays and Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. only on NESN.
Perez making quick work of the Red Sox so far. 10 pitches to get 4 outs. He threw a ball high to Jason Varitek, hitting .289 with 8 homers and 24 runs batted in. Kevin Millar to follow. Good change up there from Perez. And Varitek out ahead of it. Odalis from the Dominican Republic. 27 years old, 6 feet, 222 pounds. 3rd year with the Dodgers after 4 seasons with Atlanta. Won 12 games last year for Los Angeles. Went 12-12, a 15-game winner for the Dodgers 2 years ago. 3-3 this year. They are 8-4 in his 12 starts. The ball outside.
He picked up the win the last time out against Arizona and only worked 5 innings. That's the shortest performance he's had all season.
The 2-2 to Varitek. Bounce to the second baseman Alex Cora. 2 outs. We saw the shot of Frank McCourt. That is Sandy Koufax, who was sitting next to Frank. The great Hall of Famer. Some say the greatest pitcher of all time. Who knows what kind of numbers he might have posted beyond those 165 wins if his career wasn't cut short due to arm injuries. It looks like he could still play today. He doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. He's a great basketball player as well. Surrounded by the McCourt family. That was Jamie McCourt, Frank McCourt's wife, who's the vice chairman of the Dodgers, the highest ranking female executive in baseball. Right next to Sandy, and right behind are the McCourt boys. Jamie and Frank are the proud parents of 4 sons. And you think they're having a good time with this? They were on the field the night before the game. Back here in their hometown. They're from Brookline. Pretty neat when your folks own a Major League Baseball team. Boys range in age from 13 up to 22.
Yeah, I'm surprised they made the trip back for this series. I thought they'd just probably stay in L.A.
Travis, the 20-year-old, just came back from Australia to be here. He's a student at Georgetown. He was studying over in Australia for the semester and cut the trip a few days short so he could be back here to watch his family's team come back to their hometown to play the Red Sox. Millar strikes out. A 1-2-3 inning, the first strikeout for Perez. After 2, no score. Third from Derek Lowe, swung on and missed by Robin Ventura. Scoreless game. Neither team has a hit through the first 2 innings. Lowe's issued a walk. That was in the first. He's retired 4 in a row since. Hit to Bellhorn, positioned perfectly. He was way over in the hole on the right side. And there is 1 out here in the 3rd inning.
For scores, interviews, highlights, and more, tune in to NESN Sports Desk. It's a fast-paced 15 minutes of what you need to get your morning sports fix. NESN Sports Desk, mornings starting at 5.
Best authentic Mexican food, and it was absolutely terrific. Have you ever been over there? I know you never leave like within a mile of your home, so you probably haven't been to Salsas. But
No, I have not, but I did taste it tonight. Very, very good. Especially that Mexican meatloaf. I like that.
Are you going to share with Tommy Lasorda if he comes into the booth tonight?
No.
Alex Cora hitting .291 for the Dodgers. 3 homers and 13 runs batted in. Batting with 1 out. No score here in the 3rd. A little lazy fly to left. And there is the catch. Now, did you want to finish your story? Did Tommy say something at a banquet one time?
No, you know how Tom
playing the Dodgers.
No, in those days the Dodgers had great teams, and we were not a good team at all, playing 50 miles south of them. So it was a good chance for Tommy to take a few pops at us in banquets that we used to have in the Freeway Series. So used to, you know, the little league team down the street, the minor league team down the street. You know,
that's not very nice.
You don't forget stuff like that, you know.
Obviously you haven't. It's what, 25 years later, and you're still a very bitter man.
I'm over it, Sean.
You are? Yeah. I don't think so. Just the sight of the Dodgers on the field tonight got you all in a lather.
You know, back in those days, in the mid-'70s, the Dodgers were a very unpopular club around the National League.
That was the days of what, Ron Say, Steve Garvey, that group.
Davey Lopes, and, you know, great team.
Dusty Baker.
And for the most part, they were not well received by most of the teams in the National League.
Why was that? Were they an arrogant bunch?
That's what the people in the National League said. But they were good.
Whoa, what a catch.
Yes.
By the attendant down there in left field. She's a lefty, and this was a pretty well hit line drive. Watch this play.
Yeah, that ball slicing away, too, off the bat of the left-hander. What a great play. Well, we've seen a couple of dandies down that line.
Listen to the crowd. That is definitely going to appear on ESPN tonight, I think, on the top 10 plays of the day. What could be better than that?
Certainly helped being a left-hander, too, to catch that. Didn't have to go across the body.
What a delightful smile. And we'd be all smiles, too, if we made that kind of catch. He should be out right now. Your attendant makes that kind of a play.
New rules.
You're out. Absolutely. Ball low and a full count on Roberts.
By the way, that is Kelly Barons down there on the third base line that made that terrific play.
Still all smiles, and probably will be all night. Those fans down there are relieved. She probably saved a life. Roberts hits it hard to the ground and a base hit. The first of the night for either team past the diving Bellhorn. And they'll have to keep an eye on him. Roberts with those 20 stolen bases, second in the National League.
And he'll probably be off as soon as possible. Sean, you mentioned the 20 steals, only caught one time. Hooks that ball right by the dive of Bellhorn to pick up the first hit of the night for either club.
Roberts a hard bluff. It looked like he stumbled. Don't know if he was intending to try to steal second and then stop because he stumbled. You saw him look down at the ground there.
I think you're right. He wanted to go. There's the takeoff, and then maybe he just picked up the pitch out. Good base stealers can do that. They notice something in the delivery, and they immediately put on the brakes.
All of Major League Baseball, only Juan Pierre of the Marlins has more steals over the last 3 seasons than Roberts. These are his tourists. Looked at a strike. 1-1 on his Turris. He grounded out to Mark Bellhorn his first time up. Roberts is running with a good jump. Varitek has no chance. Roberts almost fell off the bag, but did not. So a stolen base, the 21st of the year for Dave Roberts, and he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Plus, that number 2 hitter has to take a lot of pitches when you have a base stealer ahead of you. As Turris taking all the way, and an easy steal for Dave Roberts to head for a slide and right up and almost pops over the bag. Pokey Reese almost got him on the tag while that foot was off the bag.
They've had 2 base runners in the game. Both have stolen second. And now Lowe behind 3 balls and 1 strike. Another factor will be Derek Lowe's thumb. He's had problems in recent starts with the skin on his thumb ripping open. Getting treatment in between starts to prevent that from happening again. He missed inside with ball 4. I was at a function here at the 406 Club Monday night with Derek, and he blamed his parents for that, Jerry. Said they gave me bad skin.
Yeah, you know, he fights 2 things. He had that cut on his thumb that he got while throwing a curveball. His nail cut is like a paper cut. And then he has that blister problem that every now and then will crop up on him.
And already you could see them doing that again, grabbing at his pants as he did a couple of starts ago when that thumb problem first started to pop up. Milton Bradley walked and stole second his first time up. Lowe missing the target by a healthy margin right now, and already Jerry between pitches grabbing at his pants with that right thumb.
Yeah, and you see Varitek going out. He knows how to handle every different pitcher, and it looked like that time was a little more shouting from Varitek as he headed out to Derek Lowe to get him back focused.
The target was outside and the pitch was way inside.
I mean, he's been cruising along in this game, and now Varitek sees it slightly slipping away with a couple of base runners on there.
He has been cruising along despite the fact that only half of his pitches have been strikes. He's thrown 41 pitches, 21 of them strikes. He's walked 2, giving up just the ground ball base hit. Two and 0. Dodgers in dire need of an offensive boost, so they took a chance on Bradley, who has a reputation for being difficult sometimes on a club. Certainly that was the case in Cleveland. 3-0 now. Good speed on the bases with Dave Roberts at second and Cesar Turris at first. 2 outs, no score, 3rd inning. And Bradley takes a strike at the knees. That was the 20th pitch of the inning for Derek Lowe. He retired the first 2 batters on just 5 pitches. Then the single by Roberts, the walk to his Turris. Now the 3-1 pitch to Bradley. A strike at the knees again. 3-2. The runners will be off with the payoff pitch. Crowd trying to help Derek out of this inning. The runners go, and it's ball 4 outside. Back-to-back walks to load the bases.
And at times that has been the problem for Derek Lowe this year. He just, you know, is going along fine. All of a sudden something will happen. A base hit, stolen base, a couple of walks. 2 quick outs in this inning. The base hit, the steal, and now back-to-back walks.
And here's a very dangerous hitter, Sean Green, who was called out on strikes to end the first. The only strikeout for Lowe so far. Wouldn't you say that's been his most consistent problem this year for Derek Lowe, just the lack of control?
Yep. Not very inconsistent. You know, like last game, Sean, it started out, he gave up the home run. You say, well, here we go again. And then he just settled down nicely for those 5 innings and pitched very well.
.392 career hitter with the bases full for Green. Damon very deep in center field. Derek took a little off that and got the outside corner. Well, at this get together here Monday night at the 406 Club, Derek, answering questions from Citigroup clients, said he thinks it's really just a mechanical thing, that he hasn't felt comfortable in his mechanics and delivery, and that's the reason why the ball's going all over the place. There's another pitch, Jerry, not that far off the plate, but way off the target. Veritek set up inside, and the pitch over the outside part of the plate, or just outside.
See Veritek sliding to the inside corner, wanted to cut fastball, but instead that cut fastball goes away.
That might have even had the plate, but when you miss the target by that much, a lot of times the umpire isn't going to give you the call. Green chops it into the Red Sox dugout. And another chance for Lowe to get out of the inning with the count 2-2.
Sean brings up a good point. When you're watching at home from that center field camera, you watch where the catcher sets up and how often that pitcher hits that target. That'll tell you what kind of control he's got.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. And time called, perhaps by Veritek.
Well, they got a chance, Sean. I want to send best wishes along to Bob Dunn, who is watching the game tonight at Brigham and Women's Hospital. Big Red Sox fan, and the Red Sox send him best wishes.
John Green batting with the bases full. Roberts is Turris and Bradley from third around to first, and another full count. Derek is cruising right along. After retiring the first 2 batters in this inning, he had set down 6 in a row. And a little bounding ball single by Roberts. Back-to-back walks to his Turris and Bradley, and now he has to throw a strike with the runners going, and he struck him out. A pitch out of the strike zone, but Green chased it as he strikes out for the second time. The Dodgers leave the bases loaded. There is no score in the third. Score, they left the bases loaded in the top of the third. Red Sox still looking for their first base runner against Odalis Perez, and Kevin Youkilis takes ball 1 low.
Derek Lowe should have been ball 4. Looked like a changeup that time from Lowe on the 3-2 count, and Green chasing that ball out of the strike zone.
Youkilis looks at ball 2. Evans hitting .280 in 21 games for the Red Sox. 2 homers, 12 runs batted in. David McCarty and then Pokey Reese, the bottom third of the order. Against Perez. Red Sox had just 1 ball out of the infield so far against Odalis, who has struck out 1. Line to base hit. Solid single in the left for Kevin Youkilis, and we're pleased to welcome into our Friday Night Baseball broadcast our good pal Dan Roche.
Thank you very much, Sean. You know, if that ball was fair, followed by Kevin Youkilis, I know that 19-year-old Kelly Barons of Lexington would have caught it, because Kelly, you made the ESPN Sports Center highlight reel of the year catch. Tell us about the catch as it left the bat and what was going through your mind.
Oh, well, not too much. I got here really quickly, so I just jumped up and tried to do the best I could, and I got it, luckily.
Well, you did pretty well. The people behind me all said that you saved their lives as far as they were concerned. Just instinct as far as making that play?
Yeah, luckily I played baseball and softball my whole life, so I have a good foundation.
Did you realize it was that big of a catch? And they're chanting your name, Kelly, behind us as well.
No, not at all. I just, didn't want these people behind me to get hit, so I just did what I had to do.
So tune in tomorrow morning on SportsCenter, and we'll see you.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Roche.
Yes, Sean.
David McCarty hits a grounder down to third, and they turn the double play. Could you ask Kelly you know, is there a time at which she says, okay, this one's a little too hard, I'm not going to chase after? Because I would imagine that was probably right on the borderline of the ones that she wants to go diving after.
Sure. Sean McDonough wants to know, is there a time in your decision-making process that you say maybe to let it go, or when do you know to dive?
I didn't really have a lot of time to think. I just stuck my glove out there and hoped for the best.
Athletic instinct, just like Jerry Remy would have done, right?
Absolutely, just like Jerry.
There you go, Sean. This is quite an athlete. She goes to Regis College, and she's the talk of the town right now, that's for sure.
Thank you, Rochi. You didn't really, you know, that was like the interpreter who didn't quite interpret the question the same way. Like, I want to know how hard is too hard. I mean, we didn't really get to that point. If it was any harder than that, but do you think she would have tried to catch it?
I think it's all instinctive, Sean. I think she just, as soon as the crack of the bat, you just
she's going for all of them.
React. And got a baseball, softball background in Lexington. That's good. That was very apparent on that play.
That's out near you where the rich people live, the western suburbs.
Oh, yes, Mr. Yacht.
Reese up the middle, a base hit. Out of the reach of his Turris. Well, the double play put a little bit of a damper on this inning, but the Red Sox try to make something happen with 2 outs now.
Well, Pokey Reese had 3 hits in the game last night, 3 for 4, including his 3rd home run of the season. He gets the changeup from Perez, and gets it just past the glove of his Turris. I'll tell you, this infield, Beltre is Turris and Cora. And even Ventura over at first base. Very good defensive infield.
Yes, of course, we remember Ventura as the Gold Glove 3rd baseman during his time in the American League. There's Sean Green playing a lot of first base these days, but with the DH in effect in the American League Park. Green the DH tonight. Here's Johnny Damon with Reese at first and 2 outs. Johnny grounded out to Ventura at first. Shortstop is Turris to field that one hop throw with the backhand and swipe the tag around very quickly. It just as easily could have bounced by into center field, but it's a stolen base, number 5 for Reese.
Yeah, pretty good jump too by Pokey Reese. You know, sometimes against left-handers, not all the time, but sometimes you just guess and you go on their very, very first move. As soon as that leg comes up, you take off.
The Red Sox have their first man in scoring position. Sweeping breaking ball from Perez. 2 balls and a strike on Damon. Red Sox 35 and 24 for the year, in 2nd place in the American League East. 3.5 behind the Yankees, who are hosting San Diego tonight. Chopped slowly on the right. Cora to Ventura to end the inning. After 3, no score. Fenway Park and heading to the 4th inning, no score in the ball game, and Paul LaDuca leads off against Derek Lowe, who threw a curveball for strike 1. LaDuca, Beltre, and Encarnacion for the Dodgers here in the 4th. They threatened with 2 outs last inning, left the bases loaded as Lowe struck out Sean Green. Sinker that looked low. LaDuca can't believe the call, and it probably didn't make our special guest happy either. He is Boston native and the proud owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Frank McCourt. First of all, Frank, congratulations. A lot of us had the chance to get to know you when you looked into buying the Red Sox, and as I said to you before the game, and I meant it sincerely, we're very happy for you and your family. This is a great case of a good thing happening to very nice people.
Well, thanks, Sean. I really, really appreciate you saying that. Almost made another great play.
Yeah, she did. She's after them all. But it must be a thrill. You know, I heard you on the radio this morning. Certainly it's not a consolation prize when you own the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Storied franchise, really a unbelievable franchise, and a thrill, quite frankly, to be involved, and really proud tonight to bring our ball club into Fenway Park to play against the Sox.
Now, can you maintain your rooting interest as a Red Sox fan even though you own another franchise? You're in the other league, right? So this can still be your favorite American League team, yeah, I suppose.
I'm afraid it's 100% of nothing the way I do things. So, you know, I'm all LA right now, but you know, there's nothing like the Boston fans in terms of enjoying this evening here in Boston, and LA being here for the first time. So, you know, I think that's a great thing.
LaDuca strikes out, 1 out here in the 4th. Could you summarize it a little bit, perhaps, as we look at you handling the first pitch thrown out by your legendary broadcaster, Vin Scully, 55 years as the voice of the Dodgers, You got a very nice reception from the crowd here, and you made a fine play here. Vinny a little short on the throw, but you played the short hop very well.
I think I crossed him up. I called one thing, he threw the other. It was all my fault.
The announcers only throw change-ups. Never call a fastball.
Beltre takes a ball. But could you summarize maybe a couple of your feelings or emotions of what this has been like? I think I heard you say it's only been about 100 days or under 100 days that you've actually owned the team.
Yeah, we're really very early in our tenure, our stewardship, and lots of feelings, Sean. It's thrilling, obviously. It's humbling to be the steward of the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's no question about that, and it's a lot of work too, you know, by the way, but so much fun. Every day just brings something new and special, and we're getting to know a new community and make a lot of new friends as well. And
you get to sit with legends like Sandy Koufax down there.
Oh yeah, Sandy's a very special man.
Yeah, he really is. Your family as well, and your wife is very actively involved now as the highest ranking female executive in baseball.
Yeah, she's very, very bright lady. You know, just you know, behind every man there's a great woman, as they say, and in my case it's my wife Jamie. She's a terrific human being, great person.
Is this going to be a permanent move out to LA for you, owning the team and spending all the time out in LA?
Well, we will spend we have significant business interests here in Boston, Jerry, so we'll be back and forth, but there's a lot to do in LA, and this is new for us, and we have a lot to learn, so we'll be, and everybody needs a home. They need somewhere where the kids can know they can come, and this is where, you know, the folks will be and so forth. So home will be in LA, but we'll be back and forth, and you'll see us often here in Boston.
Probably only when the good weather is here, right?
Which is LA weather with them here tonight.
Which is for about a month every year.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, when you wake up and it's 72 and sunny and there's flowers out, you know, I haven't got used to that yet.
And we saw pictures of your home in Los Angeles, and Jerry and I think the view must be pretty good too if what we read is true, that Hugh Hefner is one of your neighbors. Ball 4.
You weren't expecting a comment on that?
No,
okay,
especially with your wife here in the park.
Yeah,
word might get back to her about whatever your response might have been.
Well, she picked out the home, so I'm covered there.
That's right, then you are covered.
Yeah, we've been together since we were 17 years old, so you know, it's a you know, we have a nice track record together. I'll tell you, she's special, and to see the 4 boys sitting here too and with us, it's great. And I think family ownership back with the Dodgers is important to the fans in LA, because the O'Malley family, as you know, was a big part of the Dodgers and the Dodger history. And oops, let's see.
Chop to short, pokey Reese to Mark Bellhorn, and an errant throw to first. Encarnacion safe on a fielder's choice with 2 outs here in the 4th. No score in the ball game. We're visiting with Boston native Frank McCourt, the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Bellhorn coming across the bag, but I think even a good throw probably not going to get Encarnacion at first base. He gets down that line very well. But just out of curiosity, Red Sox a couple of years being sold to the John Henry Group, Tom Werner, and they coming from the outside, you going to the outside to LA, have they been able to guide you along in any way? Some of the things that you know, they had to endure here in Boston?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a you know, bidding on the Red Sox, you know, we gave it our best and didn't get the team, but we had fun and we learned a lot, and then watching what John and Tom and Larry have done here, you know, really, I think, improving the fan experience, improving the ballpark, and putting one heck of a competitive team on the field. You know, there's a lot to be learned there, and I think I'll let you call this.
All right. Ventura hits it high in the air in right center, and the catch made by Malarkey. You stick around for another half inning. I know you got a lot of friends and family here tonight. We appreciate you being so gracious with your time. No scores. We head to the bottom of the 4th here at the baseball on UPN 38. Sean McDonough with Jerry Remy and Dan Roach, joined by Dodgers owner Frank McCourt. Here in the bottom of the 4th, the pitchers duel, no score, just a total of 3 hits, 2 of them for the Red Sox. Mark Bellhorn looked at strike 1. He flied to center his first time up. And Frank, as we were ending the last half inning, you were talking about whatever guidance the Red Sox ownership might have given you as you took over the Dodgers.
Yeah, you know, I think there was a lot to be learned there, and you all will recall when John and his colleagues came in here, you know, as people from out of town. There was questions and there were comments and so forth, not all of the most flattering. And what did they do over the next couple of years? So they just made it a great experience for the fans here, and they really had something to prove, and they worked doubly hard to establish their credibility and to put one heck of a competitive team on the field, and everybody is now embracing them warmly as they should. And I think as being out-of-towners going into LA, you know, we have to establish our credibility and do the things that the fans out there would like to see.
Are they as provincial in Los Angeles as we are here?
Not at all. It's amazing how quickly they embrace you, and it was everybody in LA is from somewhere else, you know, and it's a real meritocracy, and they really accept you almost immediately, quite frankly, and it's really a little bit different that way.
You walk into one of the most beautiful ballparks in baseball in Dodger Stadium. I mean, we were there a couple of years ago, and it was just as clean as I remember it back in the early 70s playing there. It's amazing how they've kept that up.
As they say, Jerry, you can eat off the floor.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of clean. But keep in mind, out in Southern California, it's, you know, the weather helps a little bit. You know, you don't have the wear and tear that you do here in the Northeast on facilities, and but it is something. You never see anybody drop a napkin or anything on the concourse. They really do take good care of it.
Bellhorn struck out Ortiz up there now, and David even in the count at 1-1. I heard you say again this morning that part of what you learn from the ownership here is the importance of stadium upgrades and always trying to make things better. And the Dodger Stadium is in great shape, but I know you're planning on doing some stuff around the park there too.
I think, Sean, it's a forest trees thing. Sometimes, you know, when you see something and you see it so closely, the trees block the view. And I think John and Tom and Larry coming in here, they saw the situation and looked at it and didn't focus on what couldn't be done. They focused on what they could get done, and they saw the glass as half full, as they say. And so they've made improvement after improvement after improvement, and it adds up. And we're going to do the same thing out there. And I think we see a lot that could be done. Quite frankly, we see a sleeping giant, and a lot that could be done with the ballpark to improve the experience for the fan. But keep the core in place. It's a beautiful, beautiful classic ballpark.
1-2 pitch to Ortiz as a check swinging a ball. And of course, a big part of your bid to buy the Red Sox was the land you own down by the Boston waterfront. I had the privilege of seeing your presentation. I thought it was very impressive. Is that now a thing of the past, or do you think there's any chance we'll see a ballpark in this city down on the waterfront?
Well, I think it's probably a long shot. You know, we believed in that and pursued it as best we could, and thought it would be great for the city, you know, with the new convention center there and proximate to downtown and right on the water. Gave it our best shot, and it didn't work out. And now the new owners here are going to decide what's best. But I'll tell you, they're investing in this great old facility, and it seems like they're going to stay right here.
The 3-2 pitch. Top spin line drive and a base hit into right center. The third hit for the Red Sox, all of them singles as Ortiz puts the brakes on. He's aboard with one out here in the fourth in a scoreless game.
Well, David Ortiz coming off a big night last night. 4 for 5, 4 singles. Picks up a hit here for the Red Sox. Their third of the night. Looks like a breaking ball from Perez. Yeah, right toward the end of the bat for David Ortiz, but picks up the line drive base hit. You know, the only guy I know in town that can afford you a piece of land down there in the water is right here.
Yeah, right. Hey, I'd love to buy it and build a ballpark right down there. I thought that would be a fabulous place.
We're taking offers, Sean, so just...
He's got cash. He's got cash.
You know how to reach me, Sean.
Yes, I do. I thought it was a great idea, and it would really secure the future of baseball, as you said this morning, in this city for a long, long time. So they're doing great work around here, but you just wonder with the age of this facility, no matter how much money you put into keeping it up, if it's going to continue to make sense over the long haul. I hope so. I mean, none of us would really be that excited to see Fenway go.
Oh, it's a great, great place. There's no question about it. We all have unbelievable memories here. And we just thought it was a way to make sure that the Sox were, you know, sound economically in a new home. It wasn't an issue for 5 years from now or even 10. It was something thinking down 20, 30 years from now to make sure that everything was okay for the future generations of Red Sox Nation.
Manny hits a double play ball to short, and they turn it with ease. Frank, thank you so much for the visit. Congratulations again, and good luck to you and your family throughout your ownership of the Dodgers.
Appreciate it. Great to spend time with you guys, and appreciate everybody's hospitality here in Boston. It's been really, really heartwarming.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks.
That's Frank McCourt, the owner of the Dodgers. Red Sox and Dodgers, first trip ever to Fenway for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Dave Roberts, the leadoff hitter, showed bunt and looked at a ball low. He grounded to short in the first, singled, stole second, was stranded at third when they left the bases loaded. Just outside. 2-0 on Roberts. Of course, Jerry, one of the first moves Frank McCourt made when he became the owner was the hiring of Harvard graduate Paul DePodesta to be their general manager. Just 31 years old.
Another guy
that trend of youthful GMs.
Yeah, he worked also in the Oakland organization under Billy Beane.
Theo was the youngest GM in baseball history when he was appointed at age 28. DePodesta 31. That's lined into the gap. They'll need to get that one back in quickly, and Millard does. So Roberts, a threat to steal again. The board with 1 out. Nightcap.
Know the score before the game with NESN's new 1-hour pregame show. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame report featuring commentary, news, pregame matchups, and analysis. Now 1 hour before game time on NESN.
Roberts bluffs and does not go, and Cesar Izturis takes a strike. He is grounded to second and walked. If you can't own the Red Sox, the Dodgers would not be bad. I know you don't like the Dodgers, but a major market team with a great history and tradition. Down to McCarty, his usual terrific defensive play, but nobody at first. Lowe didn't have time to get over there. Apparently a little slow getting started.
Now he'd have got beat over there anyway.
Yes, he would have.
You know, it does look bad. He did not get off the mound. He's kind of a spectator on this play. But the fact is, he would have got beat down that line by Izturis. David McCarty again doing a terrific job. And there you see Roberts trying to get hit by that throw from McCarty as he runs all the way on the grass to try to get hit in the bat.
Great shot of that from our crew, our producer Russ Ken, our director Mike Narachi, associate producer Greg Petronzio, Julie Tradiak, Bob Qua, Leo White assisting us here in the booth tonight. Milton Bradley, the batter. He has walked twice and stolen the base. We welcome Russ Ken back from his month-long paternity leave there. Tim Wakefield's wife had a baby. He's back pitching the next night. Russ's wife has a baby. You know, he's gone for weeks. And he has the rest of the weekend off. Tomorrow's on Fox on national TV, and Sunday's game on ESPN, the Sunday night ESPN telecast.
And Monday a scheduled off day for the Red Sox.
That's 3 in a row for you. You're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
You're going to come to the game and just sit in the booth and talk?
No, I don't think so, Sean.
No?
I think I'll be home.
I understand Mrs. Remdog has a list of little Remdog chores for you. Hit the second to Bellhorn, and that ends the inning. What a great sign for Red Sox fans as Derek Lowe has pitched 5 innings of one-hit shutout baseball. Back at Fenway, the first pitch of the
managing job. Off been usually the third base coach, and his daughter's graduation.
Jim Riggleman, ordinarily their bench coach, has been the third base coach tonight. They're also without their hitting coach Tim Wallach. He's attending his son's graduation.
It's that time of year, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Francona on that last road trip going home for a graduation. Brad Mills when we were out in the West Coast.
Both of those sons wound up being drafted by the Red Sox earlier this week. Nick Francona and Bo Mills. A couple of proud daddies.
I believe Brad's son has a scholarship to Fresno State, and I think Francona's son is going to Penn.
Near their home in the Philadelphia area. Terrific Ivy League institution. Veritek a swing and a miss. for strike 3. Second, or make that the third strikeout for Perez. And here's Dan Roach.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. It's time now for the Wellness Report, brought to you by Tufts Health Plan. Trot Nixon playing 7 innings tonight at Pawtucket against the Durham Bulls. They're 1-1 in the 4th. Trot grounded out to second in his first at-bat. RBI single to left in his second at-bat. He'll play right field tomorrow, DH Sunday, and could join the team possibly in Colorado next week. Bill Mueller will join the team in San Francisco, start taking batting practice. It's been 3 weeks since his knee was scoped. Ramiro Mendoza has a shoulder injury. He'll throw 2 innings. Coming up for Sarasota Monday in the Florida State League. And Ellis Burks taking some light batting practice today. Still a while before he'll be able to do any baseball activity, though, and possibly rejoin the Boston Red Sox. So once again, a very busy wellness report tonight. Sean?
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Millar hit it hard but foul. He struck out swinging in the second. Nubbs went out in front of the plate. LaDuca on it quickly. 2 outs. Well, you almost forget about Ramiro Mendoza. You know, we read from time to time and we hear from Terry Francona the updates on Nixon, and while he was out, Garcia Parr and Ellis Burks. But it's almost like Mendoza's become a forgotten man.
I'm trying to think, there was somebody just down in Fort Myers with him. I think it might have been Williamson, and he said that he saw him throw down there. He was throwing very well, and that comeback continues. Bill Miller, good news there, joining the team on the West Coast to start working out.
Youkilis sends it out of play to the right.
Slowly but surely, at some point this season, you hope to see this team together the way it was planned to be put together in the offseason.
They haven't been at their full complement of players all year. Youkilis had the Red Sox first hit, a leadoff single to left in the 3rd. He was quickly wiped out by a double play ball off the bat of David McCarty, who's on deck. 2 outs, bases empty, 5th inning. No score. I know we're all looking forward to next Friday night when we are in San Francisco. Our first look at that ballpark as the Red Sox take on the Giants.
I was mentioning last night, Sean, I'm looking forward to this trip. I have not yet been to Colorado's ballpark, Coors Field. And of course, we're all looking forward to seeing San Francisco. We've driven by it on our way to the hotel when we play Oakland, but never have done a game there.
You can't get a ticket for those games out there. We're looking forward. A lot of our UPN 38 Friday night baseball advertisers will be coming on the trip with us. Chance to see the game in person. We're going to get a little golf in out there, some nice dinners, and
you going to play
that beautiful. I'm going to play, yes.
When are you playing? Saturday morning?
Friday morning.
Friday morning. Pebble Beach?
No, it's a little too far. But the rest of the group's going on to Pebble Beach. I was invited to go, which was very nice. No, did he? I don't think he caught that. Crowd groaned like he didn't catch it, but he's acting like he caught it. No, he dropped it.
Bounced off the boiler and then right on top of the table.
The boiler, is that a highly technical term?
Stomach.
Oh, okay.
Kitchen, stomach, boiler.
But our group, see, it's a great thing to be an advertiser in Friday Night Baseball because they're going to take a number of these people to Pebble Beach, apparently.
Now, you've played there before,
I
right?
have, yes. It's a spectacular place. Youkilis strikes out, and Perez has been very sharp tonight. Lowe has struck out Green twice, both times in big spots, with the runner at second and 2 outs in the first, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 3rd. Grounded up the middle, a base hit.
Well, the Red Sox fantasy camp for kids is just around the corner, August 9th and 10th at Pine Banks Park on the Malden-Melrose line. Boys and girls ages 7 to 15 will enjoy 2 days of baseball instruction and games, an appearance by a Red Sox player and other special guests, as well as a trip to Fenway Park, where campers will be introduced on the baselines. Campers will also receive a Red Sox hat and T-shirt. To reserve your spot, call 800-336-2267.
That sounds like a good time. Ol Redhead, the batter. 1 strike the count. He lined to right in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th. Base hit by Green. It was the first time they've had the lead man on in the ball game. The 3rd hit for Los Angeles.
Might see a little hit and run here. I know it sounds strange working this part of the batting order, but Redhead is the guy that puts the bat on the ball. He's only struck out 12 times so far this season.
Sixth in the National League in hits with 73. 3rd in batting average starting tonight. He's now at .353 for the year. He's the 5th hardest man in the National League to strike out with those numbers Jerry mentioned. 1 whiff every 18.5 plate appearances.
Yeah, this Dodger team, they don't strike out very much, but they don't walk either. They're last in the league in walks. You see a couple of occasions tonight where they've swung at pitches that have been out of the zone that have helped out.
Good play by Veritek. I would guess that'll change over the years, Jerry, with Paul DePodesta, a Billy Beane disciple. One of the features of the quote-unquote Moneyball teams is they like guys who walk.
Yeah, Jim Tracy does not sacrifice very much. They're 13th out of 16 teams in the National League in that category.
The 2-2 to Redhead. He fouled it off his leg. Redhead and then Adrian Beltre. Redhead is 32 years old. Green at first and nobody out. Duca played collegiately at Arizona State. Just did get a piece of that one to stay alive at 2-2. He was in their minor leagues a long time before he got in the opportunity at the major league level. Of course, they had a guy named Mike Piazza there for a while. But Duca spent 5+ seasons, almost 6 full seasons in the minors before he got a shot with the Dodgers. Briefly in 1998. Sinking fast and right and in for a hit. Green hesitated for a moment to see if Millar could catch it. So he's to second. And they have the first 2 men on against Derek Lowe here in the 6th inning in a scoreless game.
Well, we mentioned, Sean, a guy that doesn't strike out very much. He fouled off some pretty tough pitches from Derek Lowe, then finally got one up about belt high, and that inside out swing to the opposite field for the base hit. Green hesitated. He wasn't sure that ball was going to drop in front of Millar, so he has to stop at second base.
Adrian Beltre hits a bounding ball to short. Reese to Bellhorn. It was behind him, and a nice play by Mark Bellhorn to stab that with the backhand. They get the out at second. Leduca erased 6-4. Green to third, and Beltre safe at first on the fielder's choice.
A tough play for both the shortstop and second base. When the shortstop has to come into the grass, it's tough to give a good throw to that second baseman. And at second base, you almost have to become a first baseman. Make sure you just stretch out, cover the bag, anticipate a bad throw when the shortstop's in that position. Bellhorn able to get the force out at second base.
The Red Sox will hope for the inning-ending double play off the bat of Juan Encarnacion, who has hit it on the ground twice. Grounded to short in the second, and he reached on a fielder's choice. That was in the fourth. He's grounded into 5 double plays this season. No score. The hits are 4-3 for Los Angeles. Neither team's made an error. Another sinker low. 2-0. Sean Green, the runner at third. Adrian Beltre at first. Broken bat, played on a short hop by Reese. He steps on the bag and fires to first for the double play. Another terrific play by Pokey Reese. And they get the double play to get out of the inning unscathed. First pitch of the bottom of the sixth swung on and missed by David McCarty. McCarty grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the third. Red Sox have just 3 singles against Odalis Perez through the first 5 innings. And he has not walked a batter. He is fan 4. He's quickly ahead of McCarty, 0-2. Then Pokey Reese, and the top of the order for the third time, Johnny Damon. Bounced foul. Dallas Perez from the Dominican Republic grew up across the street from a baseball stadium in the Dominican. Just about every day, starting when he was 7 years old, he and his friends would jump the fence and go play sandlot games in the stadium.
I've only visited the Dominican one time, and that's when the Red Sox had an exhibition game a couple of years back against Houston. There was a baseball game going on in every corner.
Yes. They love baseball in the Dominican Republic. Ball inside. Said his favorite player growing up in the Dominican was Tom Glavine. Saw him pitch on TV when he was 10 years old. Of course, later he became a teammate of Tom Glavine. Another pretty good pitcher from the Dominican Republic right there, Pedro Martinez. McCarty's dug from 0-2 to a 3-2 count. Pedro will pitch in this series on Sunday night against old friend Hideo Nomo. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 5 strikeouts for Perez. He's fanned 3 of the last 4 Red Sox hitters.
Double play to end last inning. Pokey Reese did this intentionally. See him stay back. Now he charges to play the ball on the short hop because he feels he can get the double play. And a nice play at the other end by David McCarty. Big stretch and a pick. And you can see Derek Lowe appreciates that. But, you know, that's a play that if you charge, and if he did charge, could have caught the ball in the air. But I think he purposely stayed back to play it on that short hop and pick up the double play to end the inning.
If not, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt anyway.
Certainly looked that way.
Yes, it did. Pokey singled to center and stole second in the third. He was stranded. Red Sox have left only 1 runner on base. They've had 3 hits, but 2 of those who reached were erased on double play balls that followed. Pulled foul past Dale Swain. What happened to Kelly? She got the hook after 5 innings.
Kelly might be down first base now. I think they switched sides midway through. Yep.
They get a little practice on both lines. In a day game, you can get an even tan that way. Well, the sun moves around too, so I don't know about that theory really. Reese strikes out. That's 3 in a row for Perez and 4 of the last 5.
Well, one thing I do know is that Dallas Perez has an excellent changeup tonight. He's got an awful lot of outs, a lot of strikeouts on this changeup.
There's Johnny Damon, who was grounded out twice. No score. We're in the 6th inning, game 1 of a 3-game series as the Dodgers come to Boston. Breaking ball missed. Tim Wakefield and Jeff Weaver here tomorrow. That's a 3:15 start on Fox National Television. Sunday, the ESPN Sunday night national game. Pedro Martinez and Hideo Nomo. There's Weaver. It was very good for Detroit and awful with the Yankees. Now trying to resurrect his career with the Dodgers, and so far not so good. 3-7. His brother was just drafted in the first round by the Angels the other day. A lot of people thought he'd be the #1 pick. He went 12th. Some speculated because Scott Boras was his agent, and that would make him hard to sign. Two-1 to Damon, a swing and a miss.
When the Red Sox went to Dodger Stadium 2 years ago, they were swept at Dodger Stadium, and I think Gagne had 2 saves in that series against Boston. He's got that remarkable streak going right now. 76 straight saves.
The Red Sox and the Dodgers met in the World Series in 1916. Back then they were the Brooklyn Dodgers. And the Red Sox won the series in 5 games. But games 1, 2, and 5 were played at Braves Field, not here at Fenway Park, because Braves Field had a larger seating capacity. The Dodgers have been in Boston, but not at Fenway. There was a Brooklyn club or in their home in Los Angeles. Damon singles.
Stay tuned after the game for New England's Red Sox post-game shows. W.B. Mason's Extra Innings Extra, a complete Red Sox wrap-up, followed by Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. After the last inning, the action's just beginning.
Mark Bellhorn hits one in the air, a long way and straightaway center. Way back goes Milton Bradley to the wall, and it is caught up against the wall by the Los Angeles center fielder. A couple of times tonight, Bellhorn's hit it a long way to center, but a breeze blowing just a little bit in might have kept that one in the ballpark. No. We're in the 7th inning, and the first pitch of the inning from Derek Lowe is ball 1 to Robin Ventura. Lowe working on a 4-hit shutout. Battled control trouble for a while, particularly in the 3rd inning. Hit hard off the glove of Bellhorn and on in the right field, a base hit. The 2nd inning in a row, they have the lead man on. We'll check the scoreboard, brought to you by Volvo. When you drive out of town, drive safely. Drive Volvo. Red Sox hoping for some help tonight from the San Diego Padres and getting it at the moment. The Padres lead 4-1 despite a home run by Alex Rodriguez in the 1st inning, his 14th. Mike Messina relieved in that game by Heredia in the 4th inning. Ventura is going to leave for a pinch runner. It's Jose Hernandez. Toronto leads Arizona 2-0 behind Pat Henkin. They're in the 6th inning at Sky Dome. Cincinnati 3, Cleveland 2 in the Battle of Ohio. Paul Wilson 7-0 for the Reds against CC Sabathia. Detroit got 6 in the 4th, lead the Marlins 7-2. Young and Guillen have homered for Detroit. The bunt dropped down by Cora. He's out on a sacrifice. 1-3. Hernandez into second base.
I was watching Cora square around. It looked like he stepped on the plate when he bunted that ball. What?
Tampa Bay, sorry, Jerry.
Oh, go ahead.
Leads Colorado 5-3. Cruz and Fick with home runs for the Devil Rays. San Francisco and Baltimore postponed by rain. They're going to play a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. Over in the National League, well, actually, it's more interleague play. Atlanta, it's on the National League side of our little scoreboard thing we use here, though. Atlanta 2 and Chicago nothing. They're in the bottom of the 2nd. Jared Wright and Esteban Loaiza. Low threw a ball to Dave Roberts. St. Louis leads Texas 1-0. That's after an inning in Texas. The Mets got a run in the 1st at Kansas City. They're now in the 2nd, 1-0. Twins have won 4 in a row. They're scoreless at home against Philadelphia tonight. Cubs and Anaheim later on. Maddox against Lackey. The Angels have lost 5 of 6. Pittsburgh's at Oakland. Oakland's won 8 out of 9 to move into 1st in the West. Montreal is at Seattle, and Houston and Milwaukee are scoreless in the 2nd inning. That's the scoreboard, brought to you by Volvo.
Sean, getting back to that bunt by Cora, at first it looked to me like he stepped on the plate, but I think we're going to see on a replay that he did step out of the batter's box. Now, if you bunt the ball with a foot out of the batter's box, you should be out, and that man should return to first base. It was not called. It ends up being a successful sacrifice. And if you see on the replay, if you watch his back leg's going to come in this area right here, and that is certainly out of the batter's box.
It sure is.
Well, he should be out.
That hurt. Roberts, one of the few hitters who's had a good night. At least he had been having a good night before this.
Right on top of the curveball and right off the foot. That'll drop you in a hurry. Roberts still walking it off down that first base line.
Roberts 2 for 3 with a stolen base tonight. A couple of singles.
That, by the way, too, that bunt, that is something that is almost never called. The guys that drag bunt a lot of time have a foot out of the batter's box.
Usually when they're out bunting, out of the batter's box bunting, they're running up through the front of the batter's box.
Trying to drag a ball down to first base, left-handed bunter.
You used to do that all the time, you big cheater.
You're exactly right. I got called one time on it in my major league career.
And you went nuts, I bet.
Yep. Because it was a crew that was trying to stick it to me. They did it on purpose.
They did.
Yep.
Can we name names?
Larry Barnett.
Okay. Well, that wasn't the worst call he ever made against the Red Sox.
No. I got into a scrap with him the night before on a third call, a strike call on a third strike. Very next night, drag bunt first time up, out for being out of the batter's box. Only time. They don't hold a grudge.
I see you've gotten over it, though.
Yeah, they don't hold a grudge.
No. Plenty would have made you madder if that happened in an interleague game against the Dodgers, your least favorite team.
Now this is a whole different group now, Sean.
Well hit in center, but Damon is over to make the catch. Hernandez did not tag. Roberts is out. 2 down here in the 7th in a scoreless game. And really, Jerry, an uplifting performance for Derek Lowe, in need of a confidence boost. He so often wears his emotions on his sleeves. You can see that the way this season was going was weighing on him. Beyond a couple of momentary bouts with control trouble, he's been pretty sharp here tonight. He's had just 1-1-2-3 inning. And has gotten out of a couple of jams. Alan Embry is warming up.
I agree. He's built on his performance in his last start against Kansas City. And you're right, it did look like in the 3rd inning, after walking a couple of guys, that maybe it'd be an early exit for him, but he has bounced back and pitched very well.
If he get out of this inning, it'll be just the 2nd time this year he's pitched 7 innings. 7 innings, his longest outing in a win here against Tampa Bay on April 29th, when he gave up just 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 runs total in 7 innings on 9 hits. The ball and a strike on Cesar Izturis, 0 for 2 with a walk. That came in the 3rd when Lowe issued back-to-back walks to load the bases with 2 outs, but then struck out Sean Green. Eric has walked 4, but he hasn't issued a free pass since the 4th inning, when he walked Adrian Beltre with 1 out. Two outs. The pinch runner Jose Hernandez at second, and he'll wait as Veritek goes back to the mound to chat with Lowe.
Usually in this situation, they will decide on what pitch is going to be thrown, and many times Veritek won't even put a sign down when he gets back behind the plate.
Apparently the skin on his thumb is holding up well tonight for Derek Lowe.
No sign by Veritek. They know what they want to throw.
Swing and a miss. Derek's thrown 101 pitches now. Most he's thrown in a game this year is 103. The 1-2 to his Turris is down and in. Turris, formerly with the Toronto Blue Jays, came to the Dodgers in December 2001 along with Paul Quantrill. And he strikes out, and a fist pump from below. Excited about what he's done tonight, and he should be. 7th inning stretch, no score. Quite possible it could be the end of the night for Derek Lowe. There is action in the Boston bullpen, and Derek accepting the handshakes and congratulations on 7 shutout innings. The problem is, Dallas Perez has been every bit as good. He's allowed just 4 hits. All of them singles for the Red Sox. David Ortiz has one of them. He singled to right. He was wiped out when Manny Ramirez followed with a double play ball. Ortiz, Ramirez, and Varitek, the big boppers coming up here for the Red Sox. Looked pretty good to call the ball by Brian Runge. 2-0. Jose Hernandez, who ran for Robin Ventura, remains in the game as the first baseman. No score. The hits are 5-4 in favor of Los Angeles. Neither team has made an error. And that's hit a mile by Ortiz. Deep right, back by the Dodger bullpen, and gone. A line drive home run for David Ortiz. His 13th home run, his 51st RBI. And finally, there's a run in this game. It's 1-0 Red Sox.
And he turns around that fastball that's right out over the plate. Ortiz with the line drive home run. Sean mentioned 51 runs batted in. Ties him with Vladimir Guerrero for the top spot now in the American League. Now, Derek Lowe's going to run right now for his work tonight.
Just the second home run in 72 at-bats for Ortiz. Manny rolls it on the left, and Beltre threw him out. Ramirez 0 for 3. Ortiz had not driven in a run in the previous 3 games. And all season long, he had not gone without an RBI in 4 straight. So he avoids that with the RBI here tonight.
Yeah, Big Papi now with 13 home runs, and that was his 3rd against a left-handed pitcher this season. Perez tries to sneak that fastball by him inside, but Ortiz gets the head of the bat out.
Jason Varitek took strike 1. He grounded to second in the 2nd and struck out in the 5th. A chance for a win for Derek Lowe tonight. As well as he's pitched, it would be well earned. Guillermo Mota warming up in the bullpen for Los Angeles. Jim Lett, the bullpen coach, there in the background. The 0-2 to Varitek is low. Now the 1-2 from Odalis Perez. Line foul. At the facing of the luxury suites on the right side. Mike Timlin has been throwing since the inning started in the Boston bullpen. Tap back to the mound. Perez throws him out. 2 outs. There have been some key moments for Derek Lowe on his way to 7 shutout innings. He struck out Sean Green with the bases loaded to end the 3rd. And then helped by the usual defensive gem from Pokey Reese. A double play ball off the bat of Juan Encarnacion again with a runner at 3rd. A run would have scored. Then he struck out Cesar Izturis to end the 7th with a runner at 2nd base. They had runners in every inning except the 2nd against Derek, but he did a great job of getting out of difficulty tonight. Here's Millar, who was struck out and hit a little tapper in front of the plate. The catcher Viduka threw him out in the 5th. Outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
It's actually been the Dodgers in this game who have had more chances than the Red Sox, but the Red Sox have that home run from Ortiz and have the 1-0 lead. Dodgers today 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
3-0 strike. Perez hasn't walked the batter. Had very good control tonight. 90 pitches, 59 strikes. That's 65%. Jerry Remy tells me with his very quick math skills.
That's very good.
Very good. Healthy hack and a miss. Now the payoff pitch from Perez. Hit hard, but foul. Friday Night Baseball on UPN 38.
We can't reverse the curse, but we can rewind the week. Tune into Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, hosted by Eric Freed. A 30-minute review of Red Sox profiles, interviews, and highlights. After an exciting week, unwind with Rewind. Mondays and Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. only on NESN.
1-0 in the 7th. And Millar is called out on strikes to end the inning. But the Red Sox are on the board on the Ortiz home run after.
I came to watch baseball.
Well said, Mary. Thanks very much for joining us.
Dan, it's a pleasure. What a beautiful place to be. This is so much fun. And thanks for the nice weather.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. And thanks for bringing the nice weather. Sean and Jerry, let's get back to you.
Well, thank you. You never know who you're going to run into at Fenway Park.
She said they had 160 producers on that show.
160 people work on producing the show.
Oh.
Dr. Charles Steinberg out there. "23 years. So she must have started when she was like 5 years old.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's only 28, 29 now.
I think Dan Roach just very impolitely asked her how old she is. Probably blamed that on us. Hey, the guys in the booth want to know, how old are you? One and two, the count on Sean Green. 2 strikeouts and then a single for Green. He struck out with the bases loaded and 2 outs. You have to think that was the biggest moment of the night for Derek Lowe. Early in the game, trying to regain his form and his confidence. Back-to-back walks. And really threw ball 4 to Green. He chased looked like a changeup away out of the strike zone. That was their best chance of the night against Derek. They've left 8 men on base and hit into a double play. Swing and a miss. Green strikes out for the first out of the 8th inning.
Third time tonight that Sean Green has gone down, and you don't see very often Timlin go up in the zone, but this is a purpose pitch up high above the belt. Green, a very good low ball hitter, and he chases that high, letter high fastball.
1 out in the 8th, 1-0 Red Sox. Here's Paul LaDuca, who singled to right in the 6th. 1 for 3. He struck out in the 4th inning. 1 of 4 strikeouts for Derek Lowe. Strike 1. Lowe pitched 7 innings. Without allowing a run, he gave up 5 hits, all of them singles. Keith Polk warming up here in the 8th. 4 walks and 4 strikeouts for Derek Lowe. He threw 103 pitches, tying his season high. 57 strikes. 7 innings, matching his longest outing of the season. It's the second time he's done that. First outing of the season in which he did not give up at least a run. Line to third, caught by Youkilis.
Tell you what, LaDuca, every time he's made contact tonight, has hit the ball hard. That line drive, the Youkilis just almost collapsed at third base to make that catch.
I mean, Kevin thought it was going to be a little harder than it was.
Yeah. A sinking line drive going down that third baseline.
The 2 outs and Milton Bradley still at first here in the 8th inning. 1-0 Red Sox, and Adrian Beltre, the batter, 0-2 with a walk in the 4th inning. He pops it straight up. It is playable near the mound. McCarty wants it and has it, and that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 Red Sox. 1-0 Red Sox looking for some insurance in the bottom of the 8th against Odalis Perez, who's gone all the way and pitched very well for Los Angeles. Just the one mistake to David Ortiz, who hit the ball into the Los Angeles bullpen last inning. First pitch of this inning was a ball high to Kevin Youkilis, who was singled and struck out. Bottom third of the order, Youkilis, McCarty, and Reese, 2 up. The home run by Ortiz, the only extra base hit in this game for either team. In tight, didn't miss by much. 89-mile-per-hour fastball in the 96th pitch of the night from Perez. He's pitched a terrific ball game. But right now he's on the short end of the score and on the hook for a loss. It'll be Keith Polk in the 9th for the Red Sox. Youkilis draws a leadoff walk. It's the first walk given up by Perez. Time
For scores, interviews, highlights, and more, tune into NESN Sports Desk. It's a fast-paced 15 minutes of what you need to get your morning sports fix. NESN Sports Desk, mornings starting at 5.
They have Youkilis picked off. And Jose Hernandez tags him out. You would think the hit and run was on there, because it's not likely that Youkilis would just be trying to steal the base. And if that's the case, he took off a little early.
You'd have to say that there had to be a play on there, because very unlikely they're going to give Youkilis a straight out steal. He is clearly picked off here. And you're right, Sean, if it is a hit and run, you hold your ground because you're not trying to steal a bag. You make sure that ball goes home, and you're banking on contact from the hitter.
Youkilis, not a fast runner, had not attempted a stolen base.
I wonder if that's a missed sign altogether, because it also would be strange to put a hit and run on with McCarty at the plate.
He's grounded into a double play and struck out. Why would it be strange with McCarty at the plate?
Well, he's not really a contact guy. You know, he's a guy that you hope can put one up in the seats. And it's a play also that I think Red Sox have only used once all season, the hit and run. So I mean, nothing seemed right about putting that play on there. That's why I think it's a missed sign.
Beltre throws out McCarty.
Well, the Red Sox player of the game is brought to you by the Massachusetts State Lottery. And tonight it's going to be Derek Lowe. Lowe with the 7 innings of shutout baseball tonight. 5 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. The Red Sox player of the game brought to you by the Massachusetts State Lottery.
Boy. Lived in this state your whole life. You would think you might know the name of it by now.
What was it, Massachusetts?
There's Pokey Reese with 2 outs and the base is empty. in the 8th. 1-0 Red Sox. The Dodgers have the bottom third of their order due up in the 9th, in all likelihood against Folk, who's still warming up. Encarnacion, Hernandez, and Cora. One and 0 on Reese. He is singled and struck out. He has a stolen base tonight. Grounds that off the right side of the mound. Played smoothly by Cora to end the inning. We go to the 9th. Red Sox leading.
Our edition of the Hotels.com Red Sox pregame show to see if you won. Sean, Jerry?
Hey, Rochi, you trying to make them a little harder now since we've been kind of knocking you a little bit for these easy trivia questions? That one was clearly harder.
Yes, absolutely. And last week's was pretty hard too, Sean. It was Jeff Shaw is the all-time Dodgers save leader, which I found very difficult.
Yeah, that was tough.
Joe Giza, our executive producer, got a little angry at you for saying they were too easy.
Yeah, that one's not easy tonight either. Here's Keith Folk hoping to make easy work of the Dodgers here in the 9th and save it for Derek Lowe. 1-0 Boston. Here's the number 7 hitter, Juan Encarnacion, who looked at a ball high. He's 0 for 3, grounded into that big double play, that one hopper in front of Reese. In the 6th inning, the runner at third would have scored if Reese had not made that play. Good change up by Folk, and Encarnacion was ahead of it. Jose Hernandez scheduled to bat next. And then Alex Cora. Right down the middle, a strike. 1-2. Mike Timlin pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, and struck out 1.
Folk 12 for 13 in save opportunities. The 12 saves puts him 5th in the league. Mario Rivera leads with 25.
Swing and a miss at a high fastball. 1 out in the 9th.
Folk picks up his 24th strikeout in now 31 2/3 innings. He let a high fastball for the strikeout.
There's going to be a pinch hitter for Jose Hernandez. Jason Grabowski is in the on-deck circle. Grabowski to hit. On the next Phantom Gourmet, lobster is the ultimate white meat. Steamed, pan-roasted, or wok-seared.
Sunday nights on NESN, the Mad Fisherman Charlie Moore takes over to bring you NESN Outdoors from 8 to 11 p.m. each Sunday night. Charlie will take you through the best outdoor programming that England has to offer. So don't miss the Mad Fisherman Sundays on NESN.
He's 4 for 22 as a pinch hitter this year, the most frequently used pinch hitter by Jim Tracy. And a strike on Grabowski. Strike 2. Grabowski and Folk were teammates last year in Oakland. Grabowski spent most of the season in the minors, but got into 8 games with Oakland, at 4 major league games with Oakland in 2002, his only major league experience. He's from Connecticut, born in New Haven, lives in Clinton, Connecticut. On the hook, 0-2, and Folk missed high. Jason's a graduate of the Morgan School in Connecticut and attended the University of Connecticut. Played 3 seasons for the Huskies. Left is the school record holder in homers and runs batted in. Chops it on the right. McCarty to Folk for the out. 2 down in the 9th. The Red Sox leading 1-0.
Change up that time from Folk, and even though it was upstairs, it's still the way he mixes his pitches so well that he can even get away at times with a changeup that's up in the zone. A little trouble for him as he get over toward first base, finding that first base bag to get the out.
Red Sox an out away from victory in their 6th shutout of the season. They started the night tied with the Chicago White Sox for most shutouts in the American League. Alex Cora sacrificed bunt. 0 for 2, 2 flies to left. Folk jammed him and he fouled it straight back. Red Sox have not had a complete game shutout this year. As a matter of fact, they've had just one complete game from Kurt Schilling. A chance for their 6th shutout of the year. All of them combined. Hit softly, backhanded by Bellhorn, but he couldn't squeeze it. That'll be a hit for Cora, and they have a 2-out base runner here in the 9th, and that'll get the top of the order back around.
Mark Bellhorn goes into the dive, does knock it down. That ball just about by him when he got the glove on it. But the Dodgers stay alive with that 2-out base hit by Cora.
And Jim Tracy's going to run another pinch hitter up there. Olmedo Signs is batting for Dave Roberts. Roberts went 2 for 4 tonight. I think Jim Tracy might be hoping for the long ball that can put him ahead with one swing here.
Now you wonder if Roberts maybe hurt himself. Remember that ball he fouled off his foot?
Yep.
Olmedo Signs, former member of the Oakland Athletics.
He had some big hits against the Red Sox.
Yes, he did. A couple of homers on the season, 5 runs driven in as a pinch hitter, 5 for 18.
Dave Wallace briefly to the mound. Again, 2 former Oakland A's going head-to-head here in Folk and Signs. First pitch close, but called a ball. I mentioned he's had some big hits against the Red Sox. .328 career average and 5 homers in 24 games.
Yeah, he's looking for the bomb right here to give him a 2-1 lead, and then he's got Gagne in the bullpen.
He hits it high in the air in left, but not all that deep. Man, he has to come in as the wind blows it back toward the infield. He dropped the ball, and here comes Cora to score the tying run.
Unbelievable. That wind tonight blowing from left to right. That ball hit very hard by Signs, and you could see it, Sean. He started to struggle with it. He's looking toward the infield, and now he comes in and just misses the baseball. Tried to make the basket catch. Run comes around all the way from first base to tie this ball game up.
It's an error charge to Ramirez. No RBI for Signs. Alex Cora scores from first on a pop-up to medium depth left field. Wind is blowing in, but it isn't a really strong gusty wind that we can tell. Man, he just botched it. Decent breeze, but that ball should be caught every time. Now Folk trying to find his bearings, has fallen behind in the count here. 2-0. He hits it high. He's going back and then has to come a long way in.
He knew he was in trouble as soon as he looked toward the infield, see if there was anybody there to help him out.
Jason Worth is running for Signs at second base. Now they have a chance to take the lead, and if they do, it's just about lights out with Eric Gagne warming up in the bullpen. Derek Lowe must be wondering what's going to happen to me next. There goes the wind right out the window. On a misplayed fly ball, that's hit to right center. Kapler and Damon. It's Damon making the catch. That ends the inning. They get an unearned run to send it to the bottom of the ninth. Tied at 1. Well, stunned silence here at Fenway Park. Jason Worth is the new left fielder. He came in as a pinch runner. He's in left. Jason Grabowski is the first baseman and a new pitcher for the Dodgers. Left-hander Tom Martin.
Been busy. This will be his 28th appearance. A year ago, he made a career-high 80 appearances. That set a Dodger franchise single-season record. for a left-handed reliever.
And he's greeted by the top of the order and Johnny Damon. He's 1 for 3. Johnny singled in the 6th. Bellhorn, Ortiz scheduled to follow. 2-0 the count. Terrific stuff. Had it not been for the drop fly ball. Misplayed fly ball. I'm not sure he actually got a glove on it to drop it, but it dropped. Manny's 3rd error of the season. But perhaps a chance for atonement as he'd bat 4th in this inning. 3 balls and a strike now on Damon. 35,173 here tonight. Another sellout, and they're about as quiet as they've been all night.
I think stunned.
Absolutely, it was stunning. Check swing. It's high. It's ball 4. Mark Carlson, the third base umpire, consulted. Last thing in the world Martin wanted to do, perhaps other than give up a home run, is walk the leadoff man in a tie game in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, this will be interesting to see if the Red Sox try to sacrifice. They have 4 sacrifice bunts all season long. Bellhorn does not have one. All 4 are by Pokey Reese.
What do you think they will do?
I think he's going to swing away. Based on those numbers.
Yeah. Pretty lengthy history there now. And one of those was a mistake, right? Wasn't
Yes.
Pokey bunting for a hit?
Yes.
Just turned out to be a sacrifice.
3 legitimate sacrifices.
In your mind, does this situation call for a sacrifice?
Different styles, yes. You probably hit one in the net now. Well, the net's not there anymore.
One strike on Bellhorn. He's hit 2 deep fly balls to center. Put Milton Bradley up against the wall in the 6th inning. And he is strike out. Damon with just 5 stolen bases. He's been stuck on 5 for a long time. Martin, 33-year-old veteran, he's bounced around. Bellhorn chops it foul wide of 3rd. Martin's another one of those guys who waited a long time to get to the majors. Started in professional ball in the minors in 1989 and didn't get to the major leagues until 1997 with Houston. Then on to Cleveland, the Mets, Tampa Bay, and now he's in his 2nd season with Los Angeles. 0-2 on Bellhorn. Damon at first, the leadoff man in the 9th. Breaking ball just a little bit low. It buckled in the knees of Bellhorn. He had everybody flinching there. Damon looked like he was going back to first as the pitch came to the plate. But nothing bad there happened for the Red Sox. Johnny's due for a stolen base. This might not be the spot for it, but he hasn't had a steal since May 6th in Cleveland.
He got thrown out a few times in a row, and it just looked like from that point on hasn't run very much at all.
Bellhorn pops it in foul ground, and that should stay back in the seats. It does. Well, you can see that Johnny is having a tough time too getting a read on Martin. That was another delivery that had him going back to first as Martin threw to the plate.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that looks like to me that you're going to have to guess on. You know, we talked about it early in the game. As soon as he lifts the leg, you go, and you hope you can beat that throw to second base, even if he picks you off. But he has had Damon going back toward first base.
Up and away. From 0-2 to 2-2. The 80 appearances last year by Martin, the most ever by a Dodger left-hander in a season. And Jerry said busy again this year. 1-1 game, bottom of the ninth. 2-2 to Bellhorn in the dirt.
He's kind of got that Mike Mussina coming into the stretch position, except from the left side.
Well, would you run Damon on a 3-2 pitch?
Bellhorn strikes out a lot, but I think he will run him.
Ortiz on deck. Damon runs. Bellhorn hits it hard, but way foul. Boy, he hammered that. Damon goes again, and Bellhorn fouls another. And Martin doesn't do that bend thing though as smoothly as Mussina.
No,
this guy almost looks like he's going into some sort of a spasm as he comes to the set position.
It's not as elegant as Mike Mussina's.
Must be the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Bellhorn. Damon runs again. Bellhorn lines one toward the corner and left. A fair ball off the wall on a hop. Bellhorn will be held at third. It's a double for Johnny. Damon held at third on a double for Mark Bellhorn.
Well, Bellhorn put on a heck of a battle. He fouled a couple of pitches off that 3-2 count. Finally, he gets the fastball and shoots it right down that left field line. And with Damon off, he easily gets to third base. Now, you got to give Bellhorn credit. You know, he's a guy that does strike out quite a bit. He got the bat in the ball that time with Damon off at first base, and the Red Sox in great spot right now with second and third and nobody out.
And Jim Colborn, the pitching coach, pretty good pitcher in his day, out to the mound. That was a terrific at bat for Bellhorn, who extends the longest hitting streak of his career to 10 games. And you saw Ortiz looming in the on-deck circle. He hit a walk-off homer to win one in the 12th inning on April 11th against Aquilino Lopez of Toronto. Red Sox won that ball game 6-4. They'd settle for a little bleeder somewhere here. Dodgers have to play the infield in. And really the outfield in. Doesn't it look to you like Milton Bradley is awfully deep in this situation?
They all are. They're all too deep.
Now they've got his attention. He's trotting in toward home plate. Any kind of a deep fly ball here wins the ball game, so there's no sense in playing way back there where Bradley was a moment ago. Infield in, outfield in. Winning run at third. Big swing and a miss. They only need the bloop, but he was swinging for the downs with that one.
A three-quarter delivery breaking ball that time. Sweeping breaking ball to Ortiz, and he left it inside. Usually that's a pitch that lefty wants to get away from the left-handed hitter.
I wonder if Tracy would only bring Gagne in with the lead here. The game hanging in the balance, but it is Martin. Of course, Ramirez on deck. Swing and a miss at a fastball.
Well, if he gets Ortiz here, you may see the walk to Ramirez to load the bases, and they'll take their chances with Veritek. They've got to, I think Mota was loose in that bullpen out there.
Apparently Gagne is only going to pitch with the lead. It is Mota who's been up a couple of times in their bullpen. One with a wrinkle, then the heater from Martin. Here's his 0-2. Line, fair ball, and the Red Sox win the ball game. Damon scores from third as Martin made a mistake on an 0-2 the ninth and win it in the bottom of the ninth.
David Ortiz hangs in. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes. The breaking ball once again. He leaves it on the inside part of the plate. This time Ortiz did not miss it. Shoots it right down that first base line for the game-winning base hit. Johnny Damon, who led the inning off with the walk, scores the winning run. So all is forgotten. And Manny, one of the happiest guys right now at Fenway Park.
That ball was just fair, but no argument from the Dodgers. And the first game between the Red Sox and Los Angeles Dodgers at Fenway is a memorable one. Well pitched throughout, and the Red Sox overcome the unearned run of the top of the ninth to win it 2-1. Each team with 7 hits. The Red Sox with the game's only error that forced the bottom of the ninth. Keith Folt winds up getting the win. He is 2-0, and Martin takes the loss. 0-1. David Ortiz, the star of the night offensively, and he's with Dan Roach.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. And David, kind of a strange one out there with that 9th inning. What were you thinking when you came up with that at bat before we get to what happened to the top half of the inning?
Man, seriously, all I want to do is try to put the ball on play, you know, try to get that run in. I know they got a really good bullpen, so you don't want to try to do too much out there.
And you got a good pitch, and did you think it was fair when you hit it off the bat?
Yeah, the water started in the first so I know I got a pretty good chance with it.
What were you guys thinking on the bench? Obviously a difficult play for Manny out there. What did you say to him when he came back to the dugout?
Nothing. Let's go out there and get it.
And what did you think of the job Derek Lowe did tonight?
Unbelievable, unbelievable. That's what we need from Derek. And I know he's getting his confidence back, and we're going to be fine with him.
Lastly, David, how much fun is it to play on this team with the way you guys seem to pull out these victories time after time?
Great, great. You know, we're playing to win, and that's what it's all about.
Well, David, congratulations. Nice game.
Thank you.
All right, Sean, let's go back up to you.
All right, Danny, thank you very much. Red Sox win it in exciting fashion. 2-1 the final. We'll come back with the totals and more. Friday Night Baseball from Fenway Park right after this.